Hello, chess friends. I am Krishna Joshi, and today we are going to cover some basic features, some basic information about this chess website, which you can see on this on my screen. In this website, you can have basic and very good features, informative ideas and things over here which you can get. Also, you can join this website. You have to pay. Yeah, I'll also show you that how you can do it. You have to join. You will get a gold membership, chess openings plus filters, chess strategy, end game, chess traps, many other features, and you have to pay $7 monthly and $50 yearly. And if you take the yearly package, then you can save 40 percentage of the total. Same over here also. Below the exclusive chess content, below that also the same information. So in this website, you can also buy some stuff. You will also see that. In this video, I'm going to show how to play chess again, because I think you all I just want to just brush up your knowledge about how to play chess again, so that you in my first video which I had uploaded, I had told you some information about how to play chess, but I had not included some stuff which I didn't. I just forgot about that stuff. But in this video, we are going to cover all the things about chess. This will be a slide big video, and we are going to cover all of the features in this website. So I will also give the link of this website in the description box, and also each and every information, features, characteristics, everything about this. So uh, and also we will see some information in this. And if you want more videos like this, please like the videos, subscribe to my channel, and also uh, give love. Also, don't forget to write your comments, write your messages in the comment section, so that if whatever you want, I will make a video for that. So whatever you want, you can ask it. I will definitely fulfill it. So let's start. So first of all, over here you can see on the screen another thing is that you can also buy some stuff over here. As I told, you, this is a chess shop. You can buy a shirt and some DVD about the chess website. Some DVD, all things chess by Kevin Butler. So he has told everything about this in this DVD about chess. Some many information are there. So let's see what is it. What is this in basics? What can we see? Just a second. Yeah. So in this basics part, you can see how to play chess. Just a second. Yeah. Learn to play chess. If you want to learn to play chess correctly, you first need to learn the basics, isn't it? Yeah. So this section was designed to give an overview of all the pieces, show how they move, go over key concepts you should think about with each piece, and then show opening principles and discuss things that every chess player should know when they approach the beginning of a chess game. So this section is for everyone that wants to make sure they understand the fundamentals of chess. So you have this many sections over here: chess pieces, chess rules, bishops, king, queen, rook, knight, pawns, and opening theory. This is very much important. If you want to also get opening theory part, if you want to see the opening theory part also, you have to join it, as I showed you at the beginning of the video. So let's go for the chess pieces first: how they look, what to do, how they move, everything. and also there is a description, a brief explanation about them also. So chess pieces, what are chess pieces? So each piece in chess has its own unique powers. To become a great chess player, or to become great at chess, you must understand these powers and how they can be used to win the game. For each individual chess piece, we will look at the starting position, movements, notation, general overview, and some additional pro tips to speed up the learning curve, isn't it? There are six unique pieces in chess, which are king, bishop, knight, rook, queen, and a pawn. So you can also see. I hope that you can see the on screen. This is a chess board. Like these chess pieces are just kept. More information are over here. This page will cover where the chess pieces should start the game, how they move, how their moves are rotated, and how good they are relative to the other chess pieces. The king. First part is the king. The king is the piece with a cross at the top. This may not be the most powerful piece in chess, but it certainly is the most important. If you lose your king, you have lost the game. At the beginning of the game, you want to make sure to protect your king. Later in the game, the king can become a very powerful ally in your offense, so be prepared to use it. So, an overview about the king is that the white chess king, or you can say the white king, begins on the e1 square and the black king begins on the e8 square. This should be the opposite color of the king. If the e1 square is white, then you will need to rotate the board so the e1 square is dark. Movement. The third part is the second informative part is its movement. The king can move one square in any direction. It can jump over material. So at the start of a chess game, there are no legal moves for the king to make sure, since it is surrounded by other pieces. When a king moves to a square, you will see something like king e5. That means the king is represented as K. It can be expressed as a capital K, and E5 represents the square it is moving to. If there was a piece on E5 that the king is capturing, then you will see the notation written as king takes on E5. The X shows, or the cross sign shows, a piece was captured. The one limitation the king has when moving is that it can't move to a square that is being attacked by an opponent's piece. So, uh, for example, um, you can see that the king can take the rook. So you can one minute, example one. See over here. This is the example one. In example one, you can see that the king can take the rook because it's not defended. It can't take the knight because it is defended. The second one, the king will come up one minute. Yeah. Example A, you can see that the king, in example A, you can see that the king can't take the rook on e4 with king takes e4 because the king is not defended by another piece. However, it can't take the knight on d4 because the square is being defended by the rook. It can take the rook because it's not defended. It can take the rook. It can't take the knight because it's defended by the rook. So in short, king cannot take defended pieces, or also it can't go to a square which is already attacked by by its opponent's piece or pieces. Check and checkmating the king. This is the third part. Information. If one side attacks the opponent's king, that is called check. If the king is in under attack and there are no moves that would keep the king from being captured, that is checkmate, and the game is over. we can see in the example B over here. Just a second. Yeah. In this example, the winning opposition is the black pieces. Is the black. It's white to move and the king is under attack with no safe square to move. This is a checkmate and the black wins, isn't it? So in short, if there is a check, so check means that an opponent's piece is attacking the opponent. Okay, for example, if I am white and you are black, if I attack your king and the king can move or any other opponent's means black's piece can come in between the attack, then that means it's not a checkmate, it's just check. So if I attack, then it's a check. Checkmate is the situation where I attack and the king or any other piece cannot come in between and the king can't move. So there are situations where the king can't move. The king can't move, but see, there are situations where the king can't move, but some piece can come in between. But if none of its pieces can come in between, can't none of its pieces can come in between, and it itself cannot move, then it's a checkmate. One more thing, additional information is that there is one thing which should be covered, that another another information is there, which is stalemate. It's not written over here. I think, yeah, it's not written, but I will tell you the information about that. Stalemate is the situation when all the it's not a check, but the king can't move. Means if I am white and you are black, you have attacked. No, you haven't attacked, but you have moved your piece. You have moved a piece. Now there is only my king is remaining, or is there, is on the board, or some pieces are there. For example, I have a pawn. Okay, I have a pawn, but it's perpendicular or it's next to. Next to means perpendicularly next to your pawn. Then that means it's blocked. That means it can't move. Also, which means that my none of my pieces can move, and my king can also not move. That means it's a stalemate. You have not checked me. That means, and my king is not having any safe square, and none of my pieces is having any safe square. Safe square means not exactly safe square, but has no square to go. That means the game has ended in a draw as stalemate. Okay. So one more thing you can see, to take your game to the next level, make sure you check out our complete guide on the game. This I will just give you the link in the description box. I'll not explain it completely, because if I go for this, then I'll just forget the other pieces. So I should not do. You should get the overview of the chess game. So in my any other video, or uh, thinking about chess is just not about king. It's also other pieces. So you have to understand the whole information about all the pieces. So in my other videos, I will launch a series on each and every piece in complete guide, as you can see over here. I will also show you the video. I will also upload, or I'll just launch a series about the whole representation and information about each and every piece in chess. So now we will just overview. We will just take an overview. So what all things are over here, we will just see. We'll read it. We'll understand it, and I'll explain you very perfectly. So what is a rook? Rook is something like this, as you can see, the circle. So that's a rook. Okay. So So the rook is the piece that looks like a castle. This is a very strong piece. It is also referred to as a major piece and is outranked only by the queen. That means it's next to queen. Means queen is the most powerful piece, and after that is the rook. What's the overview? Each side starts with two rooks located in the four corners of the board. Rooks are worth 5 points in chess, while points don't tell the entire story in a chess game. It does give some indication for how strong a piece is. If you give up a 3-point piece in chess in exchange for your opponent's rook, that is generally a good trade for you, isn't it? Next thing, which is its movement. The rook can move any number of squares up and down and across. It can't jump over material, so at the beginning of the game, it also can't move. At the beginning of the game, the rook is surrounded by a pawn and a knight. One mistake that beginners make is that they never unleash the rook into the game till the end game. So after all the things, everything is just developed. They don't unleash their rook into the game. So rook is a very powerful piece. That doesn't mean you have to move your rook at the first move. No, it can't move only because it's surrounded by two other pieces, which is a pawn and a knight. We will discuss what are those pieces. So the rook rarely gets involved early in the game, but you need to find a way later in the game to use the rook, or you will have missed out on of your strongest pieces contributing on the game to the game. Sorry. So when a rook moves, you will see notation such as rook e4, re4. That means the R represents the capital R represents that a rook is moving, and the E4 represents the square of the rook is moving to. If the rook is capturing material on the E4 square, the rotation would be rook x E4. That means rook takes on E4. It's also common to have two rooks that can move on the same square. In that case, it would be rook E1 E4, as you can see in the example over here. See, like this, both rooks can move to e4. So it will be in this position, in this situation, both rooks can move to e4. Since the rook on d1 moves to d4, the chess notation would be rook d1 d4. Okay, yeah. So nextly we will see about, yeah, that means the rook from e1 is moving to e4. This is to limit any information, any confusion about another rook that could also move to e4. So if you want to also see see out or check out complete information about rook, you have to click on this. I will give each and every information about this in the description box. So watch the video till the end. This is a very informative and a good video. So don't miss out this. Another thing which I want to tell in the beginning or in some time ago, I have also told you that I am going to launch a series on this with the chess pieces soon. So stay tuned and keep watching. Keep watching our channel. Don't miss out it. So now next is our bishop. It somewhat looks like this, as you can see on the screen. That arrow, sorry, that circle, that's a bishop. So the bishop is not quite strong as a rook and is referred to as a minor piece. That means it can still cover a lot of ground and works well in pairs. That means two bishops are there with the white pieces and two with the black. An overview, which is you begin with two bishops. There are Located right next to the king and the queen, you will have one bishop that is on the light squares and one bishop on the dark squares. Dark means black and light means white squares. They will always stay in the same color square till the game ends or for entire game and each and every game. There are two bishops with the white and two with the black. The bishop is worth 3 points in a chess game, equivalent to knight. Its movement is diagonally as many squares as it would like without jumping over any other piece. When a bishop moves, you will see the notation such as bishop e4. The capital B represents the bishop and e4 represents the square it is moving to. If the bishop is capturing material on e4, then it would be written as bx e4 or b takes e4. At the beginning of the game, bishops are blocked by pawns, but you usually will be moving your pawns early on. It opens the door for the bishops to get involved in the game. Bishops will be one of the primary pieces you will use in the early game to attack your opponent. So like this, it moves. There are also some pictures over here. The same information given using pictures. So there are also additional information about the bishop by clicking on this link. Next is the most powerful piece on the board, which is the queen. It has a crown on its top but no cross. This is the most powerful chess piece and combines the moves of both the rook and the bishop. Like the rook, it is considered a major piece in chess. Its overview is something like this. It begins on d1 and d8 squares. This should be the same color as the queen. If you see, this should be the same color as the queen. If you see the d1 square is a dark square, then you need to rotate the board so that the d1 square is a light color square. Using the queen correctly is one of the most important parts of the chess. It's very powerful, so you want to use it. But if not protected, your opponent can capture your queen and generally leads to a quick loss. The queen worth 9 points, which is more than a rook, a bishop combined. But it's considered as the most powerful piece. That's why it's considered as the most powerful piece. The queen combines the moves from the bishop and a rook. It can move any squares in a diagonal direction or go up or down and sideways as many squares without jumping over any other piece. When a queen moves, you will generally see the notation queen h4. So I'm just telling you a random example. If queen h4 is a move, is done is is a move. If you see the notation queen h4, that means the capital Q represents the queen and the h4 represents the square the queen is moving to. If the queen is capturing any material on h4, then it would be notated as queen takes on h4 or queen x h4. That means queen is capturing a piece on h4 square. These are the same information as I told you in this part. Early in a chess game, you usually don't want to use your queen or move your queen very much. It will support your pawns, bishops, and knights. As you approach the middle game, 15 or so moves into the game, the queen will start to be getting involved a bit more and play more offense. There is also some additional information on the queen which can be seen by clicking on that blue letters guide on the queen. If you click on it, then you will get it. I will just share each and every information, the links, everything on these kinds of information guide and everything in the description box. So see those information also and follow this website. Next is knight. The knight is the piece that looks like a horse. This is the most complicated piece to explain as it has a very unique movement. The knight is worth 3 points and is considered as a minor piece. It is generally considered as strong as a bishop, but for its own unique reasons. While both pieces are worth 3 points, there will be some positional advantages where the knight is reign supreme, and in some positions, bishop is reign supreme. So, according to the position or the situation, the the, the pieces are considered supreme than other. And overview can be that on the board, on the chessboard, there are four knights, two with the white pieces and two with the black pieces. They will be located in between your rook and bishops on squares b1 or g1 for white and b8 or g8 for black. Its movement is very unique. The knight is the only piece on the board that can jump over another piece. In that way, the knight has a leg up on the queen but controls fewer total squares than the queen can. The movement of a knight can thought be of an L. You can think of it as a 2-1 or 1-2 approach. This means that the knight can move two squares up, down, sideways, followed by one square to make an L, or it can move one square up, down, or sideways, followed by two squares to make an L. We will see more information about that when we will see the games where knights are moving. Then only you will understand it properly. We can see an example. Example C. In example C, we will be able to see over here. Uh, yes, over here. Sorry. If a knight is in middle of the board, if it's middle on the board, it has some pieces surrounding it totally, then also it can move in any direction. If there are some pieces on its positions or available moving squares, then it can't move anywhere. If some pieces are already taking it, that square for it. So if it's in the middle, it can go for c2, b3, then b5, then c6, e6, f5, f3, and e2. If it's in the middle, d4 square. Same over here and over here with the white pieces and the same as black pieces. You can at the starting of the game you can move your knight. The knight is the only piece besides the pawn that can move on the move, very first move in the game. That can move to white can move to a3, c3, f3, or h3. Black can move to c6, a6, f6, or h6. If a knight moves in some direction, and for example if we take a notation as d4, then the n, capital N, represents the knight since k is taken by the king, and e4 represents the square it moves to. If there are two knights on the board, that can if two knights on the board can see both, or if two knights can see or can go to same squares. For example, in this situation, if it's like that, then it will be 92 to e4. Like this, you will represent it. You have to write capital N. Then the knight's position which you want to move. If it's on d2, okay. If it's on d3, then this anything on which square it is. This means the knight from d2 move to e4 instead of another knight that can also move to e4. Because the knight can jump over material, it is the only piece besides the pawn that can start the game off for one side. More information is there on the complete guide on the knight. You can also see on it when you go to the website, thechesswebsite.com. Next is the pawn. A pawn is a basic piece in chess and each side starts with 8. Each pawn worth 1 point. While that may not seem like a lot, many good chess players can win a chess game if they have a 1 point advantage. An Odu can be while the pawn is the weakest piece on the board, which serves a vital role in the game. Most of the early part of the game will be centered around the pawn structure and controlling the center on the board of the board with your pawns. The other pieces will support the pawns in the early stages. Later on, the pawns will play more a supportive role for a minor and a major piece, with limiting squares the opponent can go to. The its movement is like something like this. The pawn is the only piece on the chessboard that can't go backwards. It is also the only piece where you can't move it the same number of squares the entire game. The first time you move a pawn, you can move it 1 or 2 squares. Once the pawn has moved, you can only move it once, or you can only move the pawn 1 square after that. Another distinction is that while the pawn moves forward, it can capture another piece right in front of it. It can only capture a piece diagonally, but it can't move diagonally unless it is capturing a piece. You can see an example of this over here on example D. Pawns can only capture diagonally, it can't capture a piece directly in front of it. As you can see in this example, so it can take the pawn which is diagonally to it. So let's see more information about this. Then instead the only move the pawn can make is to take the pawn on e6, as in the example you could may have seen. When a pawn moves, you will see the notation e5. If it moves, okay, if it moves, for example, okay, we have taken that photo also. You can see the picture, I hope, here. Yeah, like this. So if it's there, you can see e5 like this, something. For example, if it moves to the e5 square, then it will just represent it as e5. This is different from the other pieces in that you don't see a letter specifying what piece is moving. If you only see a square, that means the pawn is moving there. If a pawn from d5 is capturing pawn on e6, then it would be notated as e takes on e6 or ex d6. There is one more important rule in the chess, which is en passant or n%. N% is not the correct pronunciation, but for your understanding, I am telling it as n%. But in real, its pronunciation is en passant. It's a French word, that's why en passant is pronounced. But in English, or when some players also, most of the players tell it as, which who know very much, who are beginners mostly don't know this rule, but special move. But some advanced also tell it as n%, not en. There's only special move that pawn can make is, which is en or n%. This can only occur when immediately after pawn moves 2 squares. If you have a pawn next to the pawn after it and has moved 2 squares, you can take this pawn with en passant, but you only have one move. to do this special move. Any other move you make will negate the possibility to use or person. For example, over here. In example E, white just move to d4. Black can capture with opposite. Example F. Black on the next move can capture the white pawn by playing c takes on d3. So white has just moved d4. Black has a pawn on c4 and has only moved one move to play c takes on d3. It is a strange move as the black pawn does not actually end up on the square that is occupied by the white square, but it does in fact capture the white pawn on d4. This usually ends with a confused opponent if they have never seen it, but you can always spend them on this site in case you need to prove that it's a legal move. Some additional information are also there in the complete guide on pawn. Next steps is that now you have a basic understanding of how pieces move, how many points each piece is worth, and how to read notation from chess game. But be sure to check out other topics in our chess basics series to learn more. Same as this. I hope you learned a lot from this video. In the next video, I will show you all the basic openings which you can see, and we will be continuing the series of the chess website informative ideas. So this will be a series for you all. Today I have just shown you the one part in basics. In my next coming videos, I will show you everything about basics. Then we'll go to openings, then we'll go to strategy, endgame, puzzles, famous games, practice steps. I have shown you the puzzles part, so we will not see that one, but we will continue the puzzles series soon. And then famous games, then practice, then we will go for traps. So don't forget this. And after these all, I'm going to start a new series, which is a small opening mistake. You may have seen it before, but we are going to see it again. Not on this channel, but in other channels. But I will show you some amazing thing which you should remember on in chess. So stay tuned, keep watching my videos, subscribe to my channel. Also, like it. If you liked it, then like my video. Thank you and bye for now.